Hi, everybody, and welcome to today's LANGERR at the Mic Live episode, Cowboys postgame show episode of LANGERR at the Mic Live. The Cowboys lost a really crazy game just a couple minutes ago. Final score 49-38 to the Cleveland Browns, and it was a crazy game. But you know what? In this episode of LANGERR at the Mic Live, this postgame show, this reaction video, I'm going to try to keep things short and sweet. I've, in the previous three games, I talked a lot about, different instances within the game and all that. But you know what? I ain't going to do it this time because I'm just going to try to say it for what it is in this one because it was a crazy game. The Cowboys came close to coming back in the game. But the bottom line is this was an embarrassment by the Dallas Cowboys. And this defense is just atrocious. Like 2013 level atrocious. And stay tuned. I got the comparison from this defense on how they're performing right now compared to the 2013 historically bad Dallas Cowboys defense. I got that coming up later on in the show. But yeah, let's just get right to it. Right off the hop, I personally question why the Cowboys started Terrence Steele at right tackle over Brandon Knight when Terrence Steele had been really struggling. He wasn't god-awful, but he was still struggling. And you saw Aaron Donald and the Rams and then the Atlanta Falcons. And Aaron Donald and the Rams were targeting him in pass rush sets with the game on the line. And then Terrence Steele took some really bad penalties in the Falcons game. And then, he credit him for playing through his food poisoning issue in that last week game against the Seahawks. But in this one, going up against Myles Garrett, leaving him one-on-one all alone against Myles Garrett, that was like almost Adrian Claiborne level stupid. Adrian Claiborne, when he had 6 sacks on Chaz Green against the Cowboys in 2017. You can't let an undrafted free agent go one-on-one against Myles Garrett, and it showed. And that honestly right there is one of the biggest reasons why Dallas lost today, right off the hop, besides the defense, of course. But we'll get into that. So right on the very first drive, Dallas starting with the ball for the first time all season because they lost the toss and Cleveland deferred smartly. So they punt, and then that's when you see the trickery to OBJ. Right away, Nick Chubb, who got injured in this game, let's hope he's okay. Looked like a pretty, I think it was, got his knee or his ankle rolled, but let's hope Nick Chubb is okay. But still, Cleveland all game long just did whatever they wanted with the Dallas defense, whatever they wanted to do. And on that first drive, right off the hop, long run by Nick Chubb. A couple plays later, the long trick play to OBJ from Jarvis Landry, right? But then you know what? Credit Dallas for bouncing back. It was they got touchdowns from CeeDee Lamb. They got another touchdown from Amari Cooper, that awesome 4th down conversion, that incredible throw by Dak Prescott through that tight window of 2 Cleveland defenders, right? And Amari Cooper got away with it, and he just waltzed right into the end zone. Dallas is up 14-7 and in control here. And then, even then, Cleveland gets the ball back. And they fall back because of 2 penalties, because I believe it was 2 holding penalties. They're at 1st and 20. And what happens? Jalen Smith takes a stupid face mask penalty, negates that, and then that's where everything went from bad to worse because Cleveland scored, I think, on the next 4 or 5 of the next 5 or 6 possessions. And to make matters worse, of course, this is where the Dallas offense got into turnover issues that we've seen for the first 3 weeks in this game. They turned the ball over. It was a strip sack fumble because, again, you have an undrafted free agent expected to go one-on-one against Myles Garrett, arguably the best defensive end, the best edge rusher in the NFL. You expect your undrafted rookie free agent to cover him. Stupid coaching decision by the Cowboys management or the Cowboys offensive coaching staff. Terrible. And yeah, back-to-back offensive plays led to Cleveland scores. There was a stat that Fox had at one point in the game where the Cleveland Browns led the league in points off turnovers that they got with 38, and the Cowboys, meanwhile, have the most points given up on turnovers. So that just shows that this offense is as turnover prone as it is already, just is walking already on fine lines, and they cannot turn the ball over because their defense can't stop it. So yeah, that was basically that. And that's when Cleveland just essentially waltzed up to a 41-14 lead. And then Ezekiel Elliott, of course, again, another fumble, one of those back-to-back fumbles there. Zeke, I don't think Zeke has a 100-yard game yet on the season yet. I mean, look, you're playing from behind this one against Atlanta and Seattle. That's part of it, sure. But I don't know. Just the Dallas couldn't seem to get the run game. I mean, Zeke only did have 12 carries. Tony Pollard chipped in for a couple in there as well. Tony Pollard I'm going to pull it out here real quick. Tony Pollard contributed 3 rushes for 16 yards. So at least they're running the ball sort of efficiently, but still, just when you felt like when the Cowboys needed to get a big running play, or even when they were down, they ran the ball on first down. They only got 1 or 2 yards out of it, and that led to stalled offensive drives. So yeah, and then, still credit the offense and credit especially Dak Prescott for coming back, for leading this offense back in the game. It was 41-14 going into the fourth quarter, 41-14 for Cleveland, and Dallas made a game out of that. So credit Dak, credit the offense, credit even the defense for keeping it a game when they could very well have just caved and just given up. Me and I'm sure a lot of other fans did, right? Give up. I didn't stop watching the game, right? And if I was at the stadium, I wouldn't leave the game. I'm not that type of fan, I don't do that. I don't leave, turn the game off in the middle. But still, credit the Dallas offense for coming back and making a game out of this. And then also converting 2-point attempts for the first time, what feels like forever, because it feels like whenever the Cowboys need a big 2-point conversion, they don't get it, but they did on multiple occasions here. And they came within 41, I think it was 41-38. It was the closest deficit. And Dak, again, had his first 500-yard game in his Cowboys career, his third straight game in a row with over 450 yards passing. And also, I believe now he has he passed Kurt Warner's record for the most passing yards. So, again, credit to the Dallas offense for coming back in. But you know what? Still, the bottom line is this was embarrassment for the Dallas Cowboys. This was an embarrassment because at that last play by Odell Beckham, okay, sure, Aldon Smith almost had him. Aldon Smith almost blew that play up, but you know what? The Dallas Cowboys deserve that outcome with Odell just taking that end around and then waltzing, 80 yards into the end zone or whatever that was on that run play. Guess how many yards Cleveland the Browns finished with on rushing. Cleveland Browns, by the way, Nick Chubb, again, hope he feels better, but Nick Chubb got hurt. And Kareem Hunt had a groin injury aggravated all week. So Cleveland went to multiple other, they had to go down their depth chart at running back. They went to Johnson and Hilliard, right? Damian Hilliard to get their running game going. They have to go down their depth chart, but Dallas still couldn't stop them. And they gave up 307 rushing yards. The Cowboys gave up 307 rushing yards. Unacceptable. I'm not saying fire Mike Nolan just yet. I mean, it's still early in the season. And again, there is something to be said about the fact that there was a very shortened offseason. There is something to be said for that, sure. But it's week 4. It's time to get your crap together, Cowboys defense. Jalen Smith, awful. Jalen Smith, great guy, character. Right now, a leader of this defense. The second highest paid player on this defense, but his performance right now is just awful. Jalen Smith. Got to be. He can't even fall on a live ball. You block the extra point attempt. And you give up 2 because you can't even fall on a live ball. Unacceptable. Everyone deserves blame for this, by the way. I like everyone. Defense, offense for turning the ball over, coaching staff. Everyone deserves blame for this. Starting Terrence Steele over Brandon Knight. Like I said, I don't know. Brandon Knight, I think, was, even though he did give up a big play or two at the end of that Seattle game, I think he played well enough, protecting Dak's blind side in that Atlanta game and the Seattle game up until that last drive. Because now you have Tyron Smith back. So put your 5 best guys out there. Even put Zach Martin at right tackle again if you have to. Put Zach Martin there. And then put in Connor McGovern or Joe Looney. I mean, I know he got hurt on the first play of the game, and again, hope he's okay. But still, you have more depth at guard right now than you do at tackle. So, I mean, look, the fact that we haven't even seen Connor McGovern probably says that's maybe how he hasn't even been good enough. So, look, figure it out. Figure it out on the offensive line. And it's simple. This is the bottom line. Let's really get to the bottom line here, because as crazy as that game was, here's the bottom line that the Dallas Cowboys are about through the first 4 games, especially the last 3. Cowboys are elite on offense, and they can move the ball for 1,000 yards a game, it feels like. 1,000, like Dak had 500 yards passing. They rushed for another 80 or 100 so yards. They get 500, 600 yards a game. But what do? They turn the ball over, and they don't score on every single drive. So if you're going to turn the ball over, you got to score if you're not going to turn the ball over. And the Cowboys can't score on every single drive because Dak will get sacked by Miles, because when you're facing guys like Myles Garrett or Aaron Donald, not Sam Darnold. If you're facing, opposing deep, there are good defensive players in this league, so you're not going to be able to perfectly protect Dak on every single series. So that means you got to stop turning the ball over. So Cowboys offense elite, but turnover prone and can't score on every single drive. And that right there is not enough to cover up for the fact that this Dallas defense is horrendous. Brutal, awful. Pull up the thesaurus, find whatever just putrid, whatever word you want to figure out to describe this Dallas defense right now. That's what it is. Terrible. And just to compare, so like I said at the beginning of the show, I was going to say how I was going to compare this defense so far to the 2013 defense. You want to know what those numbers are? So looking at points per game and yards per game, the 2013 Dallas Cowboys defense, the no-name defensive line, the Monty Kiffin and Rod Marinelli nightmare of a season where they gave up like 600 yards to the Saints and like 500 yards to the Broncos and 50 points, whatever it was. If you compare that season to this season in 2013, that Dallas defense, that historically bad Dallas defense, gave up 430.7 yards per game. 430.7 yards per game that Dallas defense gave up. And look, over the course of the season, you'll play bad teams, sure. So that's why they gave up 21.6 points per game. That historically bad defense still managed to only give up 21.6 points per game. Fact. What about this 2020 defense, you ask? This 2020 Dallas Cowboys defense is giving up 438.5 yards per game. 8.5 more yards per game than that historically bad 2013 defense. And guess how many points they're giving up right now, the Cowboys? 36.5 points per game. I don't care if Dak Prescott is better than, even if Dak Prescott was better than Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson when Lamar Jackson isn't playing from behind, Aaron Rodgers when Aaron Rodgers is mad and giving the middle finger to his front office for drafting Jordan Love and not getting him better weapons. Even if Dak Prescott was the best quarterback of all time, if your defense is that bad, you're not going to win many games in the NFL. Simple. You're not going to win many games in the NFL. So as crazy, again, credit to the offense for coming back, right? And I want to give, Dak played amazing. Not good enough to win, but still amazing. Still deserves the contract, even so. But you know who doesn't deserve the contract right now? Jalen Smith. Arguably Ezekiel Elliott. Just not getting it done, right? This defense is just awful. God awful. And yeah, changes need to be made. Maybe Mike Nolan should get fired. I don't know. But figure it out, Dallas. Figure it out. The good news is, you know what? Here's the good news. The Cowboys, guess who they play next? The Cowboys play the even more awful New York Giants next. Are the Giants going to find an offensive resurgence in that game? Who knows? We'll see. But then the Cardinals, the Cardinals lost to the Panthers and they lost to the Detroit Lions. So maybe Kyler Murray isn't as awesome as we think he is. I mean, he is. Look, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying as a team, the Cardinals, maybe it could beat them. But then the Washington football team and the Philadelphia Eagles. So there's a chance to go on a bit of a run here. But you got to figure it out. Figure it out, Dallas. And that's it. That's the show today. This has been a Cowboys versus Browns reaction post-game show here on Langer at the Mic Live. As usual, if you enjoy my commentary, you enjoy my content, subscribe to my channel. Mash that thumbs up button. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My handles are in the description below, or they will be in the description below. And this has been a Langer at the Mic Live. Thank you for watching. See you again next time.